They didn't come with swords. They came with silk. Long before Magellan. Before Legazpi. Before the cross. The Chinese had already mapped the islands, not for conquest, but for commerce.
Why the Spanish massacred the Chinese in Old Manila. The forgotten bloodbath behind the rise of Binondo. Before they were called Chinoys, they were called Sangli, from the Hokkien word Sangli, meaning business. Traders, artisans, builders. Over time, they became too many, too rich, too powerful. And to the Spanish, they were a threat. This is the story of how paranoia, power, and profit led to one of the bloodiest and least talked about massacres in Philippine history. Not once, but 3 times. It was a purge. The Spanish massacred the Chinese in Old Manila. The first bloodbath, 1603. By the turn of the 17th century, over 20,000 Chinese traders and workers or Sanglis had settled in Manila. They were restricted to a walled ghetto called the Pauayan, just outside Intramuros. The Spaniards benefited from their trade, but watched them with suspicion. In 1603, a strange omen was reported. 3 Chinese delegates were sent to investigate gold in the mountains. The Spaniards suspected a rebellion. Then it happened. In October 1603, Governor Pedro Bravo de Acuña ordered a purge. Thousands were slaughtered, burned, beheaded, hunted. Over 20,000 Chinese dead. History calls it a revolt, but the truth? It was a massacre. The Forgotten Rebellion, 1639. The survivors rebuilt, but this time they were enslaved, forced into labor, timber, canal building, and crushing taxes. In 1639, in Calamba, Laguna, they rebelled. Again, the Spanish responded with brute force. The death toll? Estimated at over 30,000 Chinese. This wasn't war, it was extermination. The message, obey or disappear. The 1762 bloodbath. Then came 1762. The British invaded Manila during the 7 Years' War. In the chaos, Spanish forces turned on the Chinese once more, accusing them of siding with the enemy. What followed was another slaughter. Binondo set ablaze. Families hunted. Children killed. The Chinese community was shattered once again. The Shadow Legacy. But the Sanglis didn't vanish. They intermarried, changed their names, and built something far more powerful than an empire. They built a system, a hidden financial network that would survive every governor, every massacre, and even the end of Spanish rule. From the ashes of Binondo rose a new order, one that didn't rule by force, but by finance. 3 massacres, 1 pattern, a history barely taught and almost erased, but the bloodline survived. And the quiet empire they built still shapes this country today. This is K. Anton Reports, bringing back the truths they tried to bury. Co-produced by ChatGPT, Deputy Bud on duty.
This has been an AI fact-checked profile report, where facts meet the algorithm, verified by AI, delivered by truth.